you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at SchneiderJobs.com.
Portions of the following program
at this event, Edward, are you listening?
I'm listening.
News Radio 610 WTVN.
So at this event,
Columbus.
JT,
Security. iHeartRadio station.
I always identify myself, and it's manned by private security.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson.
So there was no.
The U.S. military is still searching for airman missing after an American fighter jet was hit and went down in Iranian territory. One member of the two-person crew has been rescued. Another jet came under fire during the search and rescue mission and landed safely in Kuwait. A pair of American helicopters were also hit in Jerusalem. ABC's Britt Clement.
A series of American aircraft struck in such a short time span, now raising questions about Iran's military capabilities.
And he said, let me see your coat and stuff.
President Trump claimed in a primetime speech
and before I could even say anything,
had the capability to shoot down U.S. aircraft.
So I walked in the venue with 25 rounds,
from ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang.
Trump is now saying that, quote, with a little more time, he can easily
open the Hormuz Strait,
take the oil, and make a fortune. But Trump isn't explaining how that would work. And just days before, Trump said it was the responsibility of other countries to break Iran's chokehold on the Strait. And all of this coming as Trump is now asking Congress to boost military spending by 40% to $1.5 trillion. That is the highest level in modern history.
So far, NASA says the Artemis mission to the moon is on schedule. The astronauts performing well.
How'd you get that?
And a Friday trajectory burn wasn't even needed. Tomorrow, the rocket will enter the moon's gravitational pull. ABC News contributor and astrophysicist Hakeem Oluseyi.
Even though he is the
once you're in space, you're going so fast that you don't need propulsion anymore because there's no resistance from air like an airplane flying in Earth's atmosphere. You're basically falling the entire way. So we think that we fly to the moon. In essence, you're falling to the moon.
More than 3 million bottles of eye drops are under a voluntary recall because they might not be sterile, says the FDA notice online. So
been on that long?
Various brand names, including Best Choice and CVS. You're listening to ABC News.
Doozy.
Okay. A Marysville man will spend more than half a century in prison for trying to kill police officers.
Been here for a minute.
A Marysville man was sentenced to at least 58 years in prison on Friday after pleading guilty to attempted aggravated murder. In May of 2024, home fired shots at Marysville officers responding to a domestic disturbance before leading authorities on a high-speed chase. The police chief says justice has been served and hopes Ohm never walks free again. I'm Travis Laird.
A Toledo man already facing rape charges in Wood County is now facing similar allegations in a separate case. Daniel Sams was charged last year with 4 counts of rape for alleged incidents that happened between June and September of 2003. He's now been indicted on charges stemming from alleged rapes that happened between 2003 and 2007. Sams is scheduled to go to trial in the first case later this month. Miamisburg police is accused of violating a citizen's civil rights.
The Dayton chapter of the NAACP is claiming a Miamisburg man's civil rights were violated by their police. The incident happened in July as Daryl Kinney was walking in his neighborhood to loosen his back up from surgery. Officers were called to him. Allegedly, he was damaging a mailbox and claimed Kinney smelt of alcohol before pouring out his bottle. Kinney was arrested with his case being dismissed with prejudice. Branch President Dr. Derek Ford is calling for those actions for Miamisburg police to be reviewed. A decision on legal action hasn't been made yet.
Sound good?
I'm Lee Mowen.
All right.
Nearly 10 detectives with the Dayton Police Department are now cleared of wrongdoing after being accused of theft. An investigation was launched in August of 2024 after the detectives were accused of stealing various items while executing search warrants. Investigators found there was not enough evidence to support the allegations. I'm Andy Betts.
Your latest news, traffic, and weather.
If you're not informed, then you're out of the loop.
All you have to do is ask.
Play 610 WTVN on iHeartRadio.
Hey, I felt good for Michael this morning. He did a really good job bringing up 9/11 for 8,000.
Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
Hi, this is Mike with the Good Feet Store. Are your bad feet making you grumpy all day like Dan was?
I was born with a sunny disposition, but I had so much knee pain and foot pain.
There's not enough money in the world.
And I'm driving down the street one day and my knee's hurting, and I see a Good Feet store.
Okay, 45 seconds.
What do I have to lose?
Good Feet arch
30 minutes
supports aren't
to
just a
bathroom break.
cushion or a flimsy shoe insert. We have a system of arch supports designed to create
Yeah, we're normal
alignment for all
until
four of your foot's arches. And
12:30.
the only place you can get the Good Feet system is at the Good Feet store.
Once I got my arch supports from Good Feet, I just went back to being my happy self again. My wife noticed it, my friends noticed it, even my dog noticed it. I just wish that I'd found Good Feet 20 or 30 years ago. I've got my Sunny back.
20
Visit the Good
seconds.
Feet store today. Visit the Good Feet store
Over
on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
Thanks to the Good Feet Store.
10 seconds.
See an accident? Let us know at the Curtis & Associates traffic tip line at 821-1111. Curtis & Associates, trust and experience of attorneys who care.
I'm not going to ruin your Easter weekend with some depressing monologue today, but you'll get that soon enough when I get all the information. But I'm going to tell you this, what you'll hear today in the news regarding the city of Columbus, it's going to make you mad when you hear this opening in the coming weeks. We have a packed show for you today and a full studio of surprised guests. Stay tuned because On Target, it's next.
Live from LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon and welcome to On Target. We're broadcasting live from the studios of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. That's located at 999 999 Bethel Road. I'm your host, Eric, and what is more than the packed studio today is the live studio audience.
Yeah, look out. Wow. Whoa.
Boots, do you usually get your audience going clear to the door like this?
I don't.
Do you have to sell tickets to your show?
You've one-upped me on this one. I like it. And they look like good people, too. They look like one of us.
Yeah, they are.
They are good people.
With the live studio audience, you occasionally get something thrown at you and stuff, but that's just part of it. That's just part of the show.
I get that in public, so.
Do you?
I've been hated a few more years than you.
No, that's hard to believe.
Guys, we are the owners of LAPD Firearms Range and Training Facility and are active in law enforcement. But for 1 hour on Saturdays, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss new products in the market, training tips, and oftentimes political topics surrounding the Second Amendment. Our commitment, though, has always been to bring you the facts about our industry and help listeners and customers with safe, responsible ownership of firearms. Joining me today in the live packed studio, I got JC to my left. How are you, JC?
I'm doing wonderfully. What a great crowd we have here today.
Great crowd. Two things, JC. One, you can call off the dogs. I no longer need that Glock 33. We'll talk about that some other time.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm happy for you, too.
Yes, that is done. Something else, JC, before we go any further, and I was talking off air about it, but I was at an event last night, and I'm not going to say the name of it, but it was a large event. And I was carrying my firearm, as I always do, and that usually you go and you identify yourself at these events, that you're law enforcement carrying a firearm and so forth. But at this particular event, it was housed by private security. And that's not to say that all private security is bad, but sometimes it's just not good. And at this very large event, where I'm carrying a firearm and handcuffs and knives and all kinds of stuff, I beep when I go through, okay, which I would expect. At which time the private security guy says, just go on through. Just go on through. And I was there with another 20,000 people. Who knows how many other ones they said, just go on through today. So just to forewarn you.
It was your belt.
It probably was my belt, yes. Be vigilant because sometimes security is not what it appears to be.
Wow.
So there you have that little story. To my far right, finally back, Edward.
Yeah.
Big Ed's back.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be back.
Hey, Ed, real quick. Was it a shark on the end of the line?
Don't know.
What was the estimate realistically on how big this?
When I got done and sat down, I was talking to the first mate on the way in, and I said, What's your thoughts? I said, was it a shark? He said, more than likely. And I said, how big do you think it was? He said, 400 to 500 pounds.
What would you have done if you got it in the boat?
We wouldn't have brought it in the boat.
I mean, just a question.
They said that anytime they hook something like that, they just bring it up and then cut the line.
They don't bring him on the boat.
No pictures or nothing. You never got a glimpse.
I got pictures and videos of me fighting them, but that was about it. I mean, I was in the far right stern of the boat, and that thing took me all the way across to the left, back to the right, and then all the way up the side, up to the bow. Wow. And I was up there on the bow of the boat for probably 30 minutes fighting him, and then finally I snapped the line.
Wow.
Well, we're glad. Every time I'd pull in 20 reels in, he'd pull 40 out.
Wow. Well, we're glad you're back here and you made it back safe.
Yeah, that was a good time. It was a good time.
To the left of Ed, our good friend Patty Hamilton's back with us, retired lieutenant colonel and MP. I apologize for the company you're keeping today. I mean, it wasn't planned like this, but you can't choose sometimes.
It's been that way my whole life.
Okay.
Working military police, that's everybody. So
we're glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
On my left, anytime you leave a mic open or unaccounted for, you never know who's going to show up. But today, Mr. Dan Boots Longenette.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, good. You know what? And we're not going to talk cars. We might talk little cars.
No, well, it's fine. Whatever you want to talk about. I'm easy.
Okay.
I've been on open phones for how many years? Oh, buddy.
You know what? I can only listen to that for so long. I can't imagine answering the phones on that.
I walked away with my hat in my hand, and good luck to you.
You and many before you.
Yeah. Well, it's the same 20 people, unfortunately. Every once in a while we get a new guy, and it makes it interesting. But the 9/11, I learned that we didn't land on the moon.
I heard that.
And I learned that the Earth is still flat.
Yes.
I learned that the 9/11, there was a gentleman that went in there at nighttime and put bombs in the wall, and a lady helped him do it. That's how we blew up the buildings.
Yes.
It was all inside job. I'm telling you. And Kennedy was shot by 14 different people.
And Artemis isn't really up there flying around now either.
Right. Everything is total. But that it's amazing how many people actually believe that stuff.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, you can hear it 6 a.m. on 610 WTVN. Guys, we have a packed show today. If we could have gotten a little bit of Boots hour, maybe we could have get to everything today, but we're going to cram it all into an hour like we always do.
You need an extra hour.
We do. We seriously do. JC is going to get us started with some news, and there's one story in particular, guys. You probably saw this on Channel 10, Channel 6 this week. I was on Blazer twice this week talking about it. It's some big news right here in Franklin County, and it's not good news. We're going to closely monitor it, but we're going to get to that story up here shortly. We're going to try to squeeze in a gun of the week, sponsored by our good friends over at Rivers Edge Cutlery. It might get shut out, but we're going to try to get that in. And at some point, you're going to hear Boots talk about something other than cars. He's a member of the Moose Lodge. Something big event happened there this week that, again, wasn't good. But it's a good time for all of us to take a step back and look about what we do to be vigilant within our own lives and how you can make sure you always have a plan. So we'll get to that. And then let's see, at 12:30, guys, we have a new sponsor today.
Oh, good.
New sponsor. Good. Yeah, that's always good. You know how that is, Boots. And this sponsor, the guy is going to call in at 12:30. He's the founder of this company, based right here in Central Ohio, been around since the 80s. We're going to talk a little bit about our new partnership there. And then finally, this fall is super important when it comes to voting. Important. I mean, it goes without saying. And we're going to talk to our good friend, Patty Hamilton, who is running. She's going to be running in a primary here shortly, so this is real important to ensure that she's going to be on the ballot in the fall. And, we talk about being Second Amendment supporters. We need people that are Second Amendment advocates, not just somebody, and we've seen it, JC, so many times here where, I'm for the Second Amendment and they've never owned a gun. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to own guns to be a supporter, but we need someone to be outspoken in supporting it. And that's what Patty is. And so we're going to talk to her a little bit later about her ventures and why she's doing that. If you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast. We're at 610WTVN.com. We're on iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts by Paul, and we're on YouTube, Facebook. As long as John doesn't touch a gun, the feed should be up. He has his new pointer, though, so that should help. And I think that is it for the announcements, JC. I do have to give a shout out though. Blue Jackets last week went to the game. It was first responder night. Ed, I don't think I told you this.
No, I wasn't here anyway, but okay.
What's that?
I wasn't here anyway.
Well, I know. I talked to you otherwise, but they honored. You know who the veteran of the day was?
Oh, I did hear about it.
Charlie Mills and his dog Coil. When we went up to visit him between periods and stuff, Coil's eating French fries like there's no tomorrow. He's taking it all in. Let me tell you, the whole experience. Yes, he was.
He was an attack dog. He attacked those fries. He
did attack those fries. So let's see, JC, tell us about what's going on right here in Franklin County.
This is one that really, has me worried a bit. So, as we know, in Ohio, there's a preemption law saying that to get rid of that patchwork of this city wants these kind of gun laws, this one, and you never know where you're going. And so, right now, the state is the one who has to approve any of the new gun laws, and not up to the cities. But the Ohio Supreme Court just found that the city of Columbus can appeal the trial court decision in 2023 in order that temporarily blocked their local gun laws from taking effect because of preemption. But the Supreme Court says that no, Ohio Supreme Court, that you can take this to trial. And that opens up the question of whether or not Ohio will remain a preemption state, which this would just be horrible. But the Supreme Court, they found that the trial court's preliminary injunction that prevented the city's ordinance from taking place, they said that was a final order, but the final order can be appealed. So one of the ordinances that they had, if you remember, they were limiting the standard capacity magazines, which was why we were making and had for sale 29-round magazines, because you couldn't own a 30-round magazine or above. That was one of them. And then the other one was prohibited negligent storage of a firearm. But because of the preemption order, it's up to the state to pass those kind of laws. But Ohio Justice on the Supreme Court, Daniel Hawkins, in writing, it was a 5-2 majority opinion, explained that municipalities have a sovereign interest, which they have claimed. Cincinnati, all these big cities that are anti-gun have said that they have a sovereign interest in passing and enforcing their own laws. And he wrote, the Supreme Court Justice wrote, that a court's order enjoining the operation of such laws causes irreparable injury to that sovereign interest that these cities have, which allows the court's injunction to be immediately appealed. So, right now, we're going to go back to square one. They won 3 times. It's gone up to the Supreme Court in Ohio. And they said, nope, it's a preemption law. You can't do it. It's going to be state law. The legislature passed it. This is the way it is. But Ohio Supreme Court says, no, we think you can go ahead and do this. And I talked about it just briefly. I don't know if it was on air, but this just happened recently with a cigarette and issue that one city was having with e-vapes and things that weren't legalized and coming in, and there was a preemption law, but they said, no, that city has sovereign interest, and we'll let them do that. So once that happened, I just said, oh, no. It's the first time I knew that had happened in Ohio.
And John, the reason this is so important, the preemption is so important because if you can imagine a patchwork of laws, so the city of Columbus has a 30-round magazine ban, Upper Arlington does a 12-round ban, Worthington doesn't allow this. As a lawful gun owner, you could never navigate that. As a matter of fact, even when the city of Columbus was trying to push this 30-round magazine ban, we had people calling up who says, hey, I live in Delaware. I don't even live in the city of Columbus, but I'm coming to the range, and I'm passing through the city. And at the time, John, we reported it was a punishable M1 with no provision for work release or anything.
No, right.
It was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous.
What it was.
Yeah, no release for work for 6 months. I mean, in 6 months, you're losing your house, you're losing your job, you're losing everything.
You're telling me someone lives in Delaware, comes to your shooting range,
gets stopped along
comes
the
to
way,
Worthington, and they have a larger magazine than 12?
Well, City of Columbus is going to be 30 rounds.
That's what it was going to be.
Yeah. Well, I go. That's where most officers would be. Get out of here.
Right, exactly.
But with the stupid cameras.
And here's the thing too, and this is the part that we talked about in the interviews this week with 6 and 10. They said, well, one of the provisions of this law is that it mandates you lock up your guns at your home, which we advocate for. If it's not in your immediate possession,
it's common sense,
especially in your cars where these thugs are stealing them. Lock it up. The reason, though, that we don't think it should be law is because you have a vandalism happen to something outside, you call the police, they come over, they're taking their report, and your kids are all good with firearms, they're trained on it, and the officer sees an unsecured firearm, you could get popped for that in the city of Columbus if it's not locked, which isn't right. And so that was our reason for not. And, of course, the reporter says, well, if it just saves one life, that stupid analogy, and I said to her afterwards, I said, well, why don't we limit vehicles, because the speed limit is 70. Why are we allowing a vehicle to go 100 when 10,000 people? Exactly, because so many people do it safely, just like they do in the firearms. So it's craziness. And I will say one thing. I reached out to Zach Klein because he's been on the show before, and I said, Zach, you got to jump on with us and talk about this. He was had some stuff going on for Easter weekend, but said he would come back on.
So yeah, this is disturbing.
But that's not going to be a misdemeanor crime, so it's not going to affect him anyway.
It would be a misdemeanor. It would be covered under city.
Wait.
For the gun lock would be under the city. The other one would be anytime you put someone in for less than a year, it's still you can do that, and that's why that 180 days mandatory time with no work release, and it was per magazine. Right. I mean, that's what they said. It could be you could be charged with, you had 5 magazines with you. Oh, okay, that's
Why would you?
That's what could go to court.
Isn't the law where? See, again, I'm a dummy on this, and I should know this about cars. If you have your stuff in the trunk securely locked up, you guys, a police officer can't search. That's not reasonable cause, does he?
Unless there's something else. I mean, if there's something else that allows that.
If you're arrested.
If you're arrested.
Oh, if you're arrested.
Yeah.
Well, then it should be. Then I don't want. Chances are, if you're arrested, you have a firearm. You're probably a thug, as you call it.
Probably could.
They're misunderstood good guys. You know that. Thugs are.
That is true.
Thugs are better
like
than
an
us.
unregistered pharmacist.
Yeah,
the drug dealers.
unregistered. They're good guys. They're just trying to help out. They'll get the 5th grade picture out. But my point is, I think if you guys were to pull someone over, and one of my best friends just showed up, by the way. His brother's a retired Columbus, and when I used to ride with him, he wouldn't search anything, and unless the guy was being an idiot.
Right.
So if you're not an idiot, then I don't think I would worry about how.
Well, even if you're an idiot, that doesn't mean he can actually search. There's got to be.
But it pushes you to do it.
You
can find a reason.
You could. But
it's a fine line there.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be there. And I mean, we challenge Zach and all the other people in the county. Where's the data to support that 30-round magazine is what we're seeing on the streets? I mean, we talk about it every week. Last week, an F1, a thug with an F1 conviction of robbery with a gun got probation. What are they going to do if you find the magazine in your car?
The local gynecologist, he's driving in his little Subaru.
Yeah.
He has a 30-round.
Yeah.
He's going to
No, they will. They'll
take an example out of him.
There you go. Right. Guys, let's jump to a break. On the other side, we're going to maybe mention the gun of the week. We have another big news story about the post office, JC, and much, much more. We're on Target, broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be back after the break.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else.
The bottle. I know I got that bottle.
We were on the hilltop. Pat pulled over a guy with an AR. They had modified automatic. We're looking at him. Pat goes, "Get the hell out of here." He's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a guy like guns.
Yeah.
Like a responsible gun owner. That's why laws are stupid. Because you're either responsible or you're not.
Period. It's stupid.
And when I get pulled over, the first thing I say, "Hey, I've got my 9 in my pocket. What do you have me do?" And New Albany, of all people, let me go on a 35 and a 25 because I had my 9. And he said, "Can I see it?" I showed it to him, and he's like, "How do you like shooting?" We talked about it for 20 minutes.
Oh, that's what I do. Most of my time.
Let me go.
When I come across someone with a gun, what kind of holster do you have? You got, I mean, it's
Constitutional carry has really opened that up for the officers. I don't know how you guys do it anymore. You pull over a car with 6 people, all have guns in their laps, and
First warning weather today.
Don't go throwing in sponsored by Vance or something like that.
Oh, I'm good. What's it? What 18?
Yep. That's just it. Yeah, it's 78 right now.
78.
Yep. There's no sponsors on ours.
Oh, you don't.
Other than ABC6.
10 seconds.
10 seconds. You ready?
Ready, y'all? I think I can do this.
LegacyRetirementGroup.com.
Your ABC6 first warning weather today, sun and clouds, and PM later tonight. It's going to rain. It's going to have some thunderstorms, so beware. High 81. Tomorrow, some scattered showers, so I'd say do your Easter eggs early. Thunderstorms, low 45. Monday, mostly partly cloudy skies, cooler, high 52. It's currently 78 degrees at your Severe Weather Station, News Radio 610 WTVN.
Stay informed, be entertained. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Pick this one for you, Boots.
I love this time of year.
Now, Boo, you did good on the weather, but we pay by the minute. Okay. We pay by the minute here. Like, we just went like a minute into John's story.
Oh, shoot.
I'm teasing you. Welcome back to On Target. I'm
used to having 2 or 3 hours, so I'm not used to. You're getting pumped. We need to get with Elliot on this. You need to.
I know it. Guys, welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric, joined today with a big live studio audience.
Hey, whoa, yeah.
And, of course, a full desk today. Big Ed is back here. Good to see you, Ed. Seriously.
Good to see him back.
Admittedly so. We talked bad about you for the last month, but it is good to have you back here. And our good friend Patty Hamilton's here. We're going to get to hear her story here shortly. JC and, of course, Dan Boots Longenette has infiltrated this show today.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed one of their shows every once in a while.
Oh, heck yeah. JC, talk about the post office.
Okay, the post office, and we talked about this story where last week or so, where the U.S. government said, hey, with this ban against shipping handguns through the post office, this is inconsistent with the Constitution, so it's unconstitutionally applied. You can ship shotguns, you can ship rifles, but you couldn't ship handguns. So they said, nope, that's got to change. So the United States Post Office is proposing a revision to its regulations regarding the mailing of lawful mailing of handguns. And it's just here it goes, and we're going to put it into effect right now. What they are doing is they are going to have an opinion poll. So they're taking opinions seriously. They're opening up their regulation proposal to public comments, which can be submitted for up to 30 days. It started 2 days ago on April 2nd. So, but it's going to happen. So we're excited about that. Unfortunately, in Detroit, we weren't so excited.
Yeah.
About
so what happened? I mean, they had a chance, John. We gave them a chance to ship something.
And you don't know if they lost it. There's a lot of employees, and in Detroit, somehow, an Uzi, which is not a handgun, but it was being shipped through the mail legally, but it did not make its destination. In some place in Detroit, it got pilfered. So there it is.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
Just odd.
But yeah, so I'll tell you, Detroit, that's where they were watching the railroad yards too. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where they were cars that they took, 30-some ARs that they got full auto that were being shipped to the police department because they knew which car it was coming in, chopped the lock, and don't ship guns to Detroit.
Cameras, huh?
Oh, right, in the railroad yards, they didn't.
Post office.
Closed circuit TV? No.
Yes. The post office has gone downhill here.
I hate that's the case, but honestly, when we're shipping something important, it's not going through the post office. They just don't have the tracking like everyone else. I mean, it disappears in between things for several days.
They have no employees. They are short-staffed.
Yeah.
If I mail something from Sunbury across town, it's 3 weeks. It happened to me twice.
We need to get Mr. Bachman at the post office. He was there.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah, it was.
Now they just don't.
That's when
they don't care.
Standards.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
They don't care. It's just like customer service. There's no such thing anymore.
Boots, we have a couple minutes here before we get to the bottom of the hour news. And part of the reason I wanted to have you jump on today with us, you're a member of the Moose Lodge.
I am.
And if you watched the news at all this week, there was a horrible event that happened there. But when you and I talked later in the week, we both agreed it is these times where you take a step back and you make sure you have a plan, and it makes us all stay a little bit more vigilant. What the heck happened there this week?
Well, this young man had some mental problems. May he rest in peace, because the more and more we research him, he actually was a good guy. Most stories you hear like this, it's some bad guy, but he was having some personal issues. I'm not allowed to touch on it.
Of course.
Brian Steele and I talked lengthy about this, and it's all going to come out this week, and you guys will be, I've told you a lot in confidence, but,
sure.
but this young man was just disturbed, and the Columbus police did a fine job of taking care of the situation, but they're understaffed. Took them a while to get there. Because they don't have, they took a long,
which goes to the point that you need to make sure you have a plan. Yeah. In lieu of the police being there right away?
Yeah, we have an evacuation plan that all of our bartenders know. If something, whether tornado or weather related, we never thought we'd have a bad guy in a million years. It's the cooler or the kitchen. So she did a good job getting everybody. The guy left. There was some altercations right inside the door, but it was handled properly, and the police showed up and did what they had to do. And unfortunately, researching this young man, he was a good guy. He just had some personal issues that were pretty heavy. And again, you all hear it by the media's all over it. And they finally released a police video, as you know.
I saw that, yeah.
And the police did a great job. they did what they had to do. And unfortunately, his dad was retired military, from what I understand. There's all kind of good things when it come out to this young man. I'm just hoping they keep it about mental illness.
Yeah.
And we all know at this table, anytime you deal with gun issues, it's about mental illness. I would debate that with anybody.
Yep.
Because it's not the gun's fault. It's the guy that has problems with the gun.
Yep.
And my guns never got out of my safe, walked to my car, started it up, and went and shot up a bunch of people.
Right.
But this gentleman was having some problems, and it'll all come out. But on behalf of our establishment, it was all textbook. But adults, you understand my average member is probably 40 plus. So everybody is aware of their surroundings and what have you. So it worked out really well on our app, but at the end on our side. But at the end of the day, we lost a young man. It's horrible, and that's the worst part.
And good to have I'm glad all you guys were safe and so forth.
Yeah, but thank you to Columbus Police and Brian Steele. He's one of the best. You guys couldn't have a better man representing the
we know
police.
that. Yeah.
And he doesn't take it from the media.
Nope.
And I cut the media off because once they knew I was involved, and I've been doing this for close to 20 years. I was on Channel 4 for many years. I was on Channel 6, and I understand what they do. I'm not going to badmouth anybody on that, but it's about ratings for them, and they're looking for that nitpick thing. They can, especially if they can make you guys look bad. We can make the police look bad. Oh my God,
police are gun owners.
But I will say all three reporters did a really fine job, and we're pretty lucky in Columbus. We're in New York or Los Angeles.
You're 100%.
Buddy. But we're lucky to have what we have in Columbus. And the reporters, I gave them the facts that I was able to put forward. And they really, you saw the stories, super professional. Thanks 4, 6, and 10. Channel 10 did the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, let's jump to the bottom of our news. On the other side, we're going to announce our new sponsor. Matter of fact, he's going to be calling in to talk about it. We're OnTarget broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, John.
It's a beautiful day at the ballpark, Don.
Brent Fogel.
Do you guys don't
know if you have any information on
he is?
the new state legislative law in Minnesota
on hold right now,
that allows the police to enter your home and check and see if your guns are stored properly without a warrant.
So, so it's recording during commercials too then, right? Oh, do you? Okay.
I might get right down.
Okay. We
depending on how hot it is.
Yeah.
We say F-bombs and S-bombs.
And we do occasionally. Actually, Ella's the worst. Ella's the worst saying stuff. I know. You see that?
I love mostly about Ella. She's middle of the road.
Obvious that it was against the board. Sometimes there was some.
So it is not passing, or it's still in the.
I watched the video. No, I knew that was a story. I have it.
I want to know what they someplace think.
It just happened recently, but it's what they're trying to push. Something that the governor said this is great, everyone said it's great.
Scott Jennings
And they have control
every night at 10 o'clock.
Of passage that tells, Democratic, so they can get anything through pretty much.
Oh, really? Scott Jennings.
He's like passed yet. Wow. I look at stuff every day.
Okay, when we come back, we got.
Oh, maybe you can touch on it next week.
Yeah, I can do that for him.
Because one of the guys are asking about it on here.
But yeah, it's true. It's true that they want.
Oh, you're the monitor of the Facebook.
I am.
Great. I kind of thought that when I watched the show. I always wonder, hey,
big.
That's good.
Okay, so when we come back, we got Scott Schiff from Schiff and Associates is going to be on with us.
He's good, dude.
Yeah.
That's your new sponsor?
Yeah.
Good job. Oh, good. I was raised in Ohio. In Columbus. So I
They can fight for it. We like that. You just throw it out on the floor and watch them go.
Like
Mr. Bachman's getting his track shoes on right now. He's going to be jumping in there.
Mr. Bachman, 88.
Wow.
Show us
retired
driveway.
mailman, you said?
Yeah. Well, in the postal service. Doesn't park in handicap.
Well, my postman,
they bought in 1942 or something. It's the metal's gone. It's like this.
Oh my goodness.
Goes off to that one side, brought it into the show.
I'm going to turn my back.
See? Wow. So he's amazing.
He's going to continue to be amazing.
Yeah. And he came out to the political rally that they had in Plain City when we were broadcasting out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so.
On a different note, we're doing live at OGCA with, what's your guy?
Oh, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
I guess I should ask if I could borrow your equipment.
Anytime. You know what?
I went to him and I forgot to ask you, but
you guys use it anytime. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It
is neat. Matter of fact,
10 seconds.
I was trying to get Blazer to do a show here. I mean, come in. We have the setup to do a show here. All right, we hear you.
When is the OGCA?
End of May.
PD Firearms Range and Training Facility. This is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric, joined today in the LEPD studio. We got a packed live studio audience, and are they still? There they are. We got a packed studio desk with Big Ed, JC, Boots, Patty. I mean, what more could you want? But actually, if you're wanting more, I have it for you because I wanted to announce a new sponsor to the radio show. They're actually now going to be an official sponsor, although they've been a supporter of the store for many, many years. We frequently see their employees around the store. And they have spent a career. They've made a career out of supporting those in the community who, in their time of need, can't support themselves or they need that help. And so, and they're, geez, guys, talk about an enormous supporter of the FOP and of law enforcement. These guys are it. And so today I'm happy to have Scott Schiff from Schiff and Associates calling into the show today to talk about our new partnership. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, we are so excited to have you as an official sponsor now. You've been a fixture in Columbus since, I think it's been, the early 80s. For those who don't know you yourself or your company, tell us a little bit about how you got here and Schiff & Associates.
Thank you, sure. Well, my name, as you said, is Scott Schiff. I'm 69 years old. I've been practicing law for 44 years, all in Central Ohio. I was sworn in 1982, and I'm a trial lawyer by nature, but today we run a big local law firm called Schiff and Associates. The TV ads we do say I was born in St. Anne's Hospital and I went to Eastmore High School. It says, you wouldn't hire a plumber from out of town, don't hire a lawyer from out of town. Because we're really local. I mean, I was born and raised here. All my kids were born and raised here. I went to Ohio State University and Kent State. And, actually it's funny. I sort of owe my career to the Police Athletic League. I was thinking about this, Eric, when you told me you wanted to interview me. And there's an interesting story, if I could bore you with it for a minute.
Absolutely.
So, around 1989 or 1990, the Police Athletic League had to close their gym because the funding was not available. The Democrats, I think, in office would not support, wouldn't help them, and the private funding was drying up. And at that time, I was representing a lot of professional boxers. I had a guy named Tyrell Biggs, who was the 1984 Olympic gold medalist. He's the only super heavyweight gold medalist we've ever had, actually, in America, from America. Anyway, I had him and a few local boxers, a fellow named Manning Galloway and some other guys. So we opened a gym in Columbus, Ohio, and I got a guy named Jerry Page, who was 1984 welterweight gold medalist from Columbus, Ohio in the Olympics, as a great boxer. And Jerry would train these guys, and we opened a gym. We rented space, and we took a boxing ring and put it out there. And in those days, I was doing a lot of, I was a young lawyer. I was doing a lot of traffic court work and learning about the courts and how to try cases and things. And I would talk to police officers every day when I was having coffee because they'd be there every morning to report their side of what happened when one of these defendants' cases came up. So one of the lieutenants was there one day, and he said, I heard you're representing boxers. And I said, I am. And he said, I heard you have a gym. I said, we do. He said, our Police Athletic League gym had to close last month, and we have a lot of guys that like to box. I said, okay. And he said, we would like to rent your ring and use it part-time. And I said, you don't have to rent anything. You come out there and use it whenever you want. And he said, well, my police officers will provide sparring for Tyrell Biggs and Manning Galloway and some other pretty good boxers. And I said, I don't think you want to box with these guys. Yeah, but you're welcome to come and use it amongst yourselves. And that's what they did, and we became very good friends with many of the police athletic league participants. So the lieutenant says to me one day, about a week later at the gym, because we'd all go watch the sparring and stuff, and I would not. They never sparred with my guys, because my guys, I don't need any hurt policemen. And no offense, if it was a gun battle, I'd take the policeman. But if it's a boxing match, I'm going to take the Olympic gold medalist. But, so he said, what can we do for you? You've been so gracious and charitable to us, and you're always looking out for us. What can we do? I said, nothing. I said, but I will tell you, I want to do personal injury law. People that are injured in car wrecks or slip and falls or due to no fault of their own when they're injured or badly injured or killed or, God forbid, whatever. And I said, I want to get the police reports for all the people in car accidents so I can send them letters to let them know that I'm going to start representing plaintiffs that are injured due to no fault of their own in car wrecks. And he said, well, absolutely. He said, we'll have them available for you tomorrow. I said, well, that's great. I said, but you got to leave them out in the police lobby there for any lawyer that wants to read them and maybe copy them. You can't give me any special favors, of course. And, of course, he was not offering to do that, but I wanted to clarify that so that we were playing on a level playing field. And the next day he had all the police reports. We went down and copied them all, made a Xerox copy, and then sent letters to people injured because that's what lawyers are allowed to do. Lawyers are not allowed to call people to solicit cases, but they are allowed to send letters advising the public of their right to an attorney. And my caseload just tripled in a week and quadrupled in a month. And before you know it, I had a lot of staff. And, hell, that's 40 years ago already. And we've been probably the busiest personal injury firm in Central Ohio since that advent of the advertising was made legal. So the police have always been near and dear to my heart on a business level.
Yeah, and we really, when you talk to Brian Steele and the FOP, I mean, they talk highly of the support from yourself and for your entire company. And we're so happy to have you as a sponsor of the show now and the supporter of the Second Amendment. And we look forward when you're around or when your schedule permits, you're going to have to come sit with us one of these weeks.
I would love to.
Perfect.
Right, and we'll make sure you get a get out of jail free card.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. You never know what the future holds.
Never know.
You do never know. Well, hey, we were going to run to a break. So good to hear you. So nice talking to you. And thanks again for the sponsorship. We're super excited about the partnership going forward and look forward to catching up to you and your staff and sons soon.
Stay safe and keep up the great work. We love you all.
We will. That's
Thank
Scott
you.
Schiff from Schiff and Associates, our newest sponsor. What a great family. His sons are always in here, and good people. Good people you should support. Guys, let's jump to a break. On the other side, we're going to get to Patty Hamilton. I feel like we haven't got to talk to you much, but we will certainly on the other side. We're OnTarget, broadcasting live from the studios of LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be back after the break.
Daddy go.
There's a chair up there still.
Yeah, you can take that stuff off there.
Or the one in the front row.
Yeah.
I can't do that because I'm above Jermaine.
Oh, you must be in the front row.
You can't what?
All right.
Yeah.
Because I'm above Jermaine.
Thanks, Karen.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I have people come in all the time, especially veterans. I have a lot of police come by.
Hey. Patty, can you do the weather?
Sure, I'll try it.
Okay, it's still 78.
Big
remember, we pay by the minute. Don't be like Boots and Ed who take like an hour to do the. They're up here like Marshall. Let me tell you about the weather today, and
I'll just say
this is an obligation we got to do, and we're out. I'm teasing.
And he's going to give it to you no matter what.
10 seconds.
And you got 10. I'll point to you.
Okay. Your ABC 6 first warning weather. Today, sun and clouds. PM, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. High of 81. Sunday, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Low of 45. Monday, mostly to partly cloudy skies, cooler. High of 52. It's currently 78 degrees on your severe weather station. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Columbus's place to talk. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Well, between her and Boots, we got to get the show's over.
There you go.
You got to say it. I always tell people when I break in the radio, 610 WTVN. You sing it.
Sing it. Oh, okay.
Welcome back to OnTarget. I'm your host, Eric, joined today in a packed live LEP in 999 Bethel Road. There it is. It's packed around the studio table, too. We got Big Ed. Always good to see you, Ed. I'm so glad you're back. We got to talk sometime.
Let me tell you, I had to stand up because I was driving that camper from back here from Florida. Just all that sitting just made my legs go numb.
Oh, yeah. That's a long drive.
It is.
That's a long drive. JC is here with us as well as Boots. And Patty Hamilton. One quick question, though, for those sitting around the test. Anyone around here have a purple car?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay. Anyone own a purple gun?
No.
Look at that. I knew it.
Okay. I got a Cerakoted Columbus powder coat. You want to see it?
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. Guys.
Who fixed my laser? You did.
Oh, yeah, we got your laser. We got your Berna. I've been waiting for the Berna story here. I mean,
I haven't got the Berna anybody yet, but
okay.
I kind of look forward to it.
Just looking forward to it.
You're going to have it on video, though, right?
I will.
I don't need to
video him going,
Yeah, he's excited about Halloween. He can just see those little monsters coming up there. He'll take care of them.
Wow.
Guys, our friend Patty Hamilton stopped by today, and if you don't know her, you should. She's running for Ohio State Rep, and specifically Ohio House District 12. And you got to like this campaign slogan as pro-God, pro-family, pro-life, pro-America, pro-Constitution, pro-Trump, and pro-LEPD. I was surprised about that.
I like the last one there.
There you go.
And you would hold the door for somebody. You meanie.
But really, I mean, we're so thrilled to have you here. And, I think I've asked you this before. Shouldn't you be kicked back on a beach somewhere? You have served our country over 30 years, retired as lieutenant colonel, combat tours on Iraq and Afghanistan. Haven't you done enough for us?
You got a Bronze Star. You got. I was just going through the list of accolades that you.
Wow. Well, I think that really, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be running right now if my opponent actually was pro-gun and actually loved gun owners. I mean, he is a co-sponsor on bills, but didn't co-sponsor every bill. And unfortunately, we have people that take insider money, and unfortunately, we don't want that. When you start giving $600 million to a billionaire of taxpayer dollars, unclaimed funds, why?
Why?
And so to me, the billionaire can build his own stadium. We as taxpayers should be getting the relief, and they won't do anything for property taxes either. So abolish property tax is a big thing for me as well.
Good.
Because guess what? Every door I knock, I'm hearing that from people. They're saying, I can't afford this. Don't you realize I'm on a fixed income? But he wants to give the billionaire our taxpayer dollars, but he won't even give relief to 80-year-olds. He even said that in a meeting, said, oh, yeah, we can't afford that. I can't get the votes because that's $3.8 billion that the state needs to spend on stadiums for a billionaire, which is utterly ridiculous. And, I was talking to Eric and telling him, House Bill 498, he didn't co-sponsor it or anything. House Bill 495, two huge gun legislation. The one was to change it from 495 is changing it from handguns to any weapon. And he did not even co-sponsor it. To me, as a conservative, if you truly are pro-gun, you should be sponsoring every bill. I don't think you should do anything else.
You're absolutely right. We talk about that at the beginning of the show. You can be a Second Amendment supporter, but we need people to be advocates, especially in this environment where it's a constant battle. There's never a moment where we can let the guard down because it's the cities of Columbus and it's this and it's that and it's these groups that are trying to chime in there. We need someone to be outwardly, speaking about these boots.
Can I ask you a car question?
Sure.
Will you fix the potholes, please?
Well, yes. Well, let's
I don't need a stadium. I need a pothole filled.
Right. Well, let's take that 50-cent gas tax and actually use it for what it's supposed to be for. Well, I would like to know that as well. But I do want to tell you, they took out the only investigative tool on fraud, Joint Medicaid Oversight Committee. They took that out. My opponent, he's the finance chair. He thinks that's acceptable. So maybe the money's going to the fraud. I don't know.
Who is this leftist, your opponent? Are we allowed to say his name?
We can say him.
Yeah, you can. His name is Brian Stewart. So, yeah.
So make sure that he gets voted out.
He needs to be voted out. The people of Pickaway County would appreciate it. I know Madison County, they have said the same thing. And Franklin County, unfortunately, they don't know all of his shenanigans. I think that,
they're probably helping with the shenanigans in Franklin.
That may be. But there's some really great people in Franklin County as well. Pleasant and Prairie Township are amazing people. Yeah. I've met several of them.
So House District 12, what does that cover then? You touched upon it a little bit.
So all of Pickaway County, all of Madison County, and then basically Pleasant and Prairie Township and Franklin County. Big John Griffith, he's a really great guy out there by Galloway. He's
Southwest,
good guy.
Southwest Franklin County.
Kind of southwest, yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But there's absolutely wonderful people out there, and they're hurting. And these data centers, the whole data center thing is a big deal, too. He isn't helping with that either.
So with the data centers, I'm asking this one.
Sure.
Where are we supposed to put them, though, because they're coming? What do you suggest we put them if not here?
Well, the thing is they need to be responsible economic development.
Okay.
They are not, they shouldn't be close to schools because they think that there's health risks. I mean, honestly, if you tell me that there's a 69% chance that a child could get leukemia because they're that close and it's a mile away from a school, why would we put them near them?
Go 10 miles. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, we have brownfields in Vinton County.
And
why
they got to have their
own.
They have to have their own power plant too.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay for that. Because the power that they're going to
price
take,
of
oh my God,
the prices of everything and possible contamination of water is huge because they're going to take the water as well. And the other big thing is, just like industrial solar, they aren't going to pay for it up front. Yeah. In Pickaway County, my opponent actually brought the only industrial solar project there. They were supposed to be giving the schools and the townships for the roads, the fire and the police that we need. Right. They were supposed to give them $1.75 million a year for 25 years. That was 5 years ago. They've gotten $0, nothing. So if they really work, if these data centers are serious about it, they should pony up the money right at the beginning and give it to the schools, the infrastructure, the police and fire. They shouldn't be waiting if they're so adamant that they're going to do it. But they're going to sell out before you get the money.
I'm sorry you got to make a statement like that. That shouldn't even be a statement that we have to hear. If I'm bringing in billions of dollars a data center, I'm going to go suck up to everyone so they leave me alone. Kind of like Walmart did in Grove City. They brought their big distribution center. They did everything they said they were going to do. They gave back to the community. Now it's a huge job, great growth in Grove City.
So, Patty, one of the obstacles you obviously have is that there's a primary.
Right.
And that's in May, right?
Right. Early voting starts April 7th, May 5th. Cinco de Mayo, we'll have a margarita for celebrating my win.
Okay, there you go. All
that would be great.
All that.
Yeah, but that's historically tough to get people to come out for a primary, right? So we need people to know your candidates, know those who support law and order and pro-guns and so forth, and you got to get out to vote.
Right. Well, and I think that even everybody that's a hunter, everybody that owns a gun, they need to realize that the only people that need to be in there are people that are actually supporting it and will sponsor the legislation for gun legislation. If you're truly a pro-gun person, there shouldn't be any co-sponsor. It should be sponsoring.
Yep.
That's how I feel.
Yep.
I mean,
you have to be out there. So great. Well, good. So the voting starts. You said
April 7th.
Okay. So
next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Wow.
Yeah. So let's get out.
Well, we wish you so much luck on that. Speaking of law and order, too, Boots, as we kind of get to the end here, one of the things that's been kind of top of mind is these street takeovers.
Yes.
And it has been horrible, Sawmill, Bethel roads. And this is, we're all about the car guys. I mean, you've spent a lifetime talking about, cars and doing things the right way. But these guys are bordering on thugs. I mean, there's reports
upbringing.
Yeah.
It's upbringing. They have no home values. They weren't taught values. They see television. They get on YouTube and all these goofy things. They go to dealerships. They steal Hellcats. And most of them are Mopars, Dodge, Chrysler products, Chrysler 300s. And then they put bald tires on the back. They hang out of the cars. They're going to start getting killed. But unfortunately, until someone important gets killed, the niece or nephew, they're not going to pay it. They're not going to endorse you guys. They just and you're not out of chase, and they know that.
Yep.
I've talked to these kids. I've reached out to them years ago when it started. They say, beat it, old bald guy. And they call me a few other names, but I can't say it on air. But they don't want help.
Wow.
They're exactly that. They're thugs, period.
And the reason we mention it is because it happens every weekend close here to the store.
Oh, yeah.
And it is one of our employees, actually two of our employees, I mean, he says he witnessed all kinds of stuff. The license plates are bent up, so you can't see those.
Like I said, they steal them.
Okay.
They go to the malls, take them off a similar car, and switch them. This way, someone like us, we're over 50 years old, we're driving along, we have a stolen tag. Because how many times you check your tag on your vehicle when you get out? So they switch the tags at a shopping center. Now they have a legal car that they swiped. Now you're driving a similar car that's reported stolen. You guys run a tag just because that's what police. That's part of your duty, and your car's stolen. Yep. You got this 55-year-old lady at gunpoint because it's stolen, but it's not her tag. So that's the other thing that's going on.
Yeah, and they said one of our employees went through the lot and said they are all showing their guns and so forth too. I mean, obviously, I mean, we need to do something, and we got to stand up. I mean, someone has to. We need to start calling the county. We need to, tell these guys to stop with this stupid crap on magazine bans and stuff that has no meaning. And let's get out there and do some things that are going to have some impact. But it's scary.
Yeah, where I live, we can hear that. I mean, it's just like it just sounds like drag racing going on from where we are at night.
Where you live in the hood?
No, I mean this happens right here at Bethel and Olentangy. It's
even the good
down
kids
there.
are getting involved.
I mean,
they get sucked into it.
Some of the good kids date kids from the sketchy part of town, and mom and dad spoil him or her with a 5.0 Mustang or a 392 Mopar, and their boyfriend's like, "Let's go," or they'll go rent a car, put it in her girlfriend's name, switch the tags, put a system in it, make it their own. You guys see him drive by. If the tag comes back clean, guess what? He's out doing this.
Yep.
And if he wrecks it, he'll leave it on the side road and run.
And go.
If you guys could catch him in your SUV that won't go over 80 mile an hour.
I want to put lights on my car and see if they'll let me start patrolling on my car.
Yeah, we need to get you an old Blues Brother Plymouth so you could just pit him right into the guardrail.
There you go. Hey,
I'm not a lawmaker.
Off air, I need some advice, too, on how to make sure I don't get my car stolen.
Okay.
It's a Mopar, though.
Oh, they're easy to steal. They have them down. The Mopars are right now the easiest ones to steal.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
And they have kids that work at the dealership.
Even easier than the Kias?
No, Kias are easy, but who steals a Kia? If you're stealing a Kia, you have other problems. If you roll up in a stolen Kia, you're not. You know what Kia stands for? Killed in action.
Oh, wow.
Guys, I don't know where the hour goes. See, Booth, this is why we need a second hour.
I'm telling you, man. I will co-sign.
Guys, thanks for spending the last hour with us. Definitely pay attention next month or here in a couple weeks and get out the vote for Patty Hamilton. Good to have everyone here. Thanks, Dan, for Boots for jumping back on with us. Hey, coming up on a show, happy Easter too. Yep. Coming up on a show, we're going to have Judge Green. Retired Judge Green's going to jump on with us too. It should be good. Guys, have a great, safe Easter. And as always, let's be careful out there.
Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Save 610 WTVN Columbus on your presets. Free. Never sounded so good.
Next hour on Winning Retirement Radio from Legacy Retirement Group.
Doing the math and understanding, have we done enough to where if we lose our job or if something unexpected happens with our health and we have to retire, or we're just fed up with our job.
Yeah, that's it.
Just want, take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. And that's okay too.
Can I do that to you?
No.
More next hour with Winning Retirement Radio on WTVN.
Is your bracket busted? Mine too. But your non-winning Keno tickets are still in play with the Ohio Lottery Keno Bracket Challenge. The Keno Bracket Challenge has all the win in advance excitement of the tourney. Take your shot at winning one of 60 weekly prizes, plus a chance to move on and compete for a $25,000 grand prize. That's buckets of cash. The Keno Bracket Challenge runs through April 6th.
I'm ready,
Enter today. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
From OnTarget this week, we keep you updated on your right to keep and bear arms, and the Gun of the Week is sponsored by Schiff & Associates. Tune in right here Saturday at noon or live from LEPD Studios on Bethel Road.
I like the idea of being in business with a wireless company that
Tune in tomorrow at noon or live from LEPD Studios on Bethel Road.
Your Talk also creates American jobs every day.
Tune in today at noon or live from LEPD Studios on Bethel Road.
I appreciate that. If you feel the same, dial pound 250.
You too, Al. We'll talk to you soon.
And switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something.